listen or hear our constituents complaining to us all the time, saying that, "Oh, we told you to do this, we told you to do that." We do have a resolution in place for that. We will be forwarding it. That's what we're doing. And another thing another road that we are concerned about is Route 16. Route 16 from Inscription House this way, it was fixed up, spot gravel, I think it was. But however, from the underpass going northward, we would like to have it paved. It's a good 8-mile stretch. And we want to put that on the T-tip. So we need technical support on that, on how to go about that. And we do have a resolution also in place to go ahead and move forward with that. So we'll be needing technical assistance in getting that thing going. I don't know how long it'll take, but I was hearing earlier that, that there is fundings available for bridges. There is this one area, right from the underpass, about half-a-mile stretch near that rock that sits off the roadway. There's culverts that are sitting there. However, during the rain season, there's a big old gush of rain that goes through there. And I don't know if you guys ever checked up in that area, but there's usually a lot of debris that wash out in that area. And especially at nighttime when our constituents are driving through there, it is very dangerous for them, dangerous area for them. It's like if there was like a log that had been rolled out in the area, you know, these are our constituents, they drive over it and they damage their vehicle just within that area. If, by all means, if we could just have that little area, the bridge, like have the bridge in place before the Route 16 being paved. So we probably need technical assistance in getting that thing going also too. Yeah, those are the 3-4 main roads that we have within our area that we would like to concentrate on. There are other roads within the area, but we're doing fine with that. So as long as we tell our constituents it takes time for us to move forward. Yes, in time, maybe we will be able to do that ourselves at the chapter level, having us buy an end-up. We do have an end loader, so we can always go look around for gravel, bring them out, and do those spot gravels too. And by all means, we also would like to know if we are able to do that on these roads here. We also need a technical support on that to say yay or nay and things in that matter. Earlier, we were talking about art clearance. I know a lot of our roads aren't cleared, so we probably need help or assistance in that one also too. Or do we really need to get these clearance just to spot these gravel, put these gravel here and there where it's really needed? These are some of the things that we have concern here at Tonalea Chapter. And then the chapter manager and the administrative assistants are here. And, I had them come in here, but they were busy with other things, but I just had them come in here. So that way they will hear from you guys to see what kind of, or what steps we need to take to get these roads fixed and get in it going to where our constituents are driving on these roads without any idea of saying that, hey, am I going to slide off the road or anything of that matter, because a lot of our elderly in that area that are living within that area that needs medical assistance. And a matter of fact, I would like to let you know the 214 route that we're looking at up that way, up east near the Mesa. Just want to let you guys know one of our elderlies recently passed away up that way because the emergency vehicle couldn't get to that person because of their muddy road. So this is how bad we need our road fixed out here, our spot gravel. One time we did mention it, and we did submit a memo to NDOT, to say that at least try to do spot gravel within that area, that little area, which is only like maybe 50 yards. It shouldn't take that much. However, I guess emails went out, and then there's somebody that was told to come out here to check up on that road, and eventually that person that came around and looked around, and whoever that person witnessed it, it's the communities, the way they drive, that damages these roads. You know, they didn't give us any input or on how they could help us in getting this road. They just went and blamed it back on our community, saying that they need to drive right on these roads so they won't mess up these roads. Is something that we were the answer that we had gotten back. So it'll be great to say that, hey, let's sit down together and let's work together on fixing this little road. Is what we want to hear from you guys. So that way we can at least tell our constituents that we are trying to do what we can at the chapter level to help you guys out with these roads. So, Edeya, and again, thank you for coming out here to our listening session, our presentation, and our concerns that we are bringing to you guys. And hopefully, it just don't go out your other ears like politicians do. So I'm sure you guys aren't elected in. You guys are in a position where you have this permanent job to where you can help us. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and let the chapter manager say a few words on it. And thank you again. Ready?
Good morning. My name is Betty, so I'm the manager here. President 214, that route is green clay area, and then the South 21 is also green clay. And in 16, we have red clay area. So when it rains, those roads become really, really muddy. And it is true that the roads become impassable. And we have, these are also bus routes. Auto Kochigi, 214, we have sands. Normally we don't go out there because we get stuck ourselves out there. Right now, we're working on housing repairs, and we have been going to a lot of these homes, and the roads are our greatest need at this point. Maybe at some point in time, we would like to request to sit down with you and show you all the spots where we have trouble within our roads, because we do map them and we do use Google Earth to do that. And we do have, each year that we do these road maps, it's the same spots. I was looking at the roads that we were doing back in the early 20s, called 2007 on this way. It's the same spot, and we need to do something. If it's art clearance that we need to do, we need to know how we can do that. And with the chapter doesn't have a whole lot of monies. We save over a period of years for us to come up with those kind of art clearance. So I think that it would be a good thing if we could just sit down and share those information with you, so that way you know exactly, when you look at the map, you know where these spots are. Maybe in the future we could schedule a time to meet so that we could go into more detail. Thank you.
On the side of that Route 16, one of the things that we're asking our constituents that are living along that route is to have them write a statement for us to indicate how that road has the way when it gets muddy and when it gets impassable, how has that impacted them? Is what we've been telling our constituents to write a statement of that matter. I tell them that don't just say that, hey, yes, we need a highway, we need a road. That's not even any good enough to say that we need road. I want them to write down to a point where, say, it impacts us, like having medical problems. Sometimes, like how I was saying about 214, the ambulance can't go through, the police can't go through, emergency vehicles of that matter. So those are just probably some of the things that we're probably going to be attaching with the resolution in place for that Route 16 to be placed on T-tip. Other than that, if it's going to take a while, I also need to understand how we can get that little bridge area going within that Route 16 too, where those culverts were at, and there's usually a washout within that area. I just wanted to put that on top. Fawn, do you have anything? No? Okay, thank you, Marjorie.
Thank you. We will go ahead and elaborate on it, panel.
Okay. So what we'll do is I'll let Leanne cover a little bit on how to get onto the bridges list, and then I'll have Mr. Castillo talk a little bit on the process for improvements, and then on the maintenance, I'll let Mr. Peterman say a few words on it, and then I'd like to add on a little piece on communication at the end so that we can try to establish some sort of framework of how we can reach into the 110 communities. Okay?
Okay, so with the T-tip on the bridges, we have an upcoming deadline of 2027. So if you can get your resolutions and packets together on those bridges, don't wait for the 11th hour. Get it to us by June, July of this year, because once we get your resolutions and your project packet, then it goes to the engineers. The engineers have to do their number crunching, all their cost per mile, the strategies that they're going to do, the ditches and the drainages, all that they gotta calculate all that estimations. So you got to give the engineers some time, and then we also got to go through our partnership. So we're looking at BIA, we're looking at state, we're looking at county. So don't just think Navajo DOT has all the money. We all know that nobody has all the money. You've got to get partners. You've got to get people to earmark. So today is 2023, so you have 23, 24, 25, 26, 20. We have 4 years to get earmarked on other entities to bring in some matching money also. So T-tip is a resource, but we don't want to just rely on T-tip. We want to make sure we get all our partners into it. But give us 3 dates. All the chapters here, please, give us 3 dates that are available to you that we can come out and visit. We can do training. All this information that we've been hearing all day. Once you get this training with the LRTP, our Long Range Transportation Plan, our Tribal Transportation Improvement Program, our road inventory, our regional routes, all that information, we can give it to you in 1 day, and all this information will start to make sense. How about we get questions of how do we get on T-tip? How do we get a road paved? How do we get gravel? All this information is in that 1 day training. So give us 3 days that we can focus on your individual chapter. Today is everybody. I know it's fast paced, but once this is over, get back with us. Contact us. Give us 3 days. So we have Amanda Tolino back here in the green. You can meet with her and give her 3 available dates that we can sit down and see which dates we can meet on those days. Okay, thank you.
On that training that you're indicating, if we do set a date, can we invite our constituents to come out here and listen in on
Good morning, everybody. My name is Calvin Castillo. Torichin in Shniro, but Ani Basishin. Kachi, these are my Chays, and Kazatlana are my Nellies. I reside in St. Michael's. I just work a hop, skip, and a jump away from NDOT. So, but I've been with the BIA since 1991, and then I left in 2018 when the tribe took over the fundings, the T-tip fundings. I thought BIA kept the road maintenance. Road maintenance, let me issue a road maintenance guia. Since I started in 1991, under the TPA, Tribal Priority Allocation, road maintenance is at the bottom. Schools, the fire department, natural resource aid, they're all above. As this, that money that comes from BIA. Road maintenance is at the bottom. 6 million for the whole nation is what they get for road maintenance at 91. Guess what it is today? It's still at 6 million. At that time, 30%, 40% was the drivers and the operators, the blade hands, was costing that much. Today, the overhead is around 80. So there's hardly enough money to really do signs, striping, and that kind of stuff. So that priority needs to go up, but it's a national priority. The other tribes does not see road maintenance as a priority. So we at NDOT have to look for more funding to get those road maintenance going. Under the BIAM 82 road maintenance manual, all those has activity codes that you can charge of what activities are eligible for those funding. Activity 10 is mostly inspection. Road blading is activity code 20. That's only one item. Out of you get into 30s and 40s, safety apparatuses, signs, striping, guardrails, then from 60 to 70, 88, it's all maintenance activity for the blades, your facilities, and all this stuff. 80, you have to put those activity codes to define how you justify spending the money. So that's what NDOT has adopted to follow. And in that, like I said, activity code 20 is road blading. It's not a priority. In the BIA 82 manual, it says if we have enough equipment, manpower, and money, we'll blade it. It really doesn't say 4 times a year, just based on what's available. It's really based for paved routes, and that somehow got switched to blading. The paved routes are neglected. Now back to the T-tip, how that your project gets on board, yeah. Federal highways, it's a code of federal regulation, CFR 25, subpart H, part 170, section A through H. That's all the eligibilities that need how you can spend that T-tip funds. That's what she talked about here, the ADTs, your long-range transportation plan. What type of art clearances, what needs to be done before you can do any road activity. How are you going to prioritize your routes? It's all based on the tribe. The RDC approves that tip. There's a 5-year tip. When I started, they had road committees set up at each agency. 5 members from each district was elected to be on that road committee. They used to put the priority list together. Out of the chair, he signs off and it's approved, and at that time was TCDC was the oversight at that time. And they will get the 5 top priorities from each road committees and then put that on the tip. We're just going by data and everything. I was explaining how the data is being used. Back in 95, yeah, we had a lady come in and did an audit on the program. From Window Rock to Fort Defiance is a 4-lane, right? She questioned why it was a 4-lane. She said, you guys don't have enough ADT to warrant that. After she left, she started working for the Alaskan tribes. She used that data against us. The tribes wasting money. The Navajo Nation is wasting money. At that time, Navajo used to get 33% of the pot, which was only $250 million. and we were getting 72 million at that time. Right now, the distribution is 650 million a year, and Navajo only gets 8%. That percentage we lost, Sangia, guess where it went? Alaska. The Alaskans hired that lady to work with them. They used that information against us. Now, it's crucial we have the data so we know what we can get processed. That's why we keep asking for ADTs. If it's low volume, somebody's going to use it against us, and then their funding will go down. So it's all database driven. Thank you.
Mr. Peter?
Thank you, thank you. Anio, 214 is on our list, on our regional blading list, and I just texting Fergie, and he says, yes, we do blade it. And he's gonna go look at it today. He's gonna head out there this week and do an assessment and see what we can do. When you wanna place gravel, Hashi, where are you gonna get gravel from around here? Gray Mountain, maybe? Kaibab? I mean, gravel is $70, $100 a ton. You're looking at 2-3 loads, you're looking at thousands of dollars to get gravel out here. So that's a big issue right there, okay? But we do continue with our 15-mile blading. As mentioned earlier, $1,000 a mile to blade. So we come out and we do your chapter, 15 miles. That's 15,000 bucks. Then we do it 4 times a year. That's 60,000 bucks. Then we do 110 chapters. That's $6.6 million a year just on routine blading. So even that is real expensive. And the budget is just really isn't there. You know, 6330, Kaibito, there was drainage issues there. We sent our crew out there and addressed some drainage issues there. So we continue with our emergencies as much as we can, but our focus is routine blading. Iga?
Okay. Remember how you were asking for 16 to be paved? The ADT on that is 204. The need, it has to have a demonstrated need of 1,000 to be considered on the paving thing. So one of the things that we need to do is we need to communicate your ADT information for each community so you know exactly where it is. 2019 was the last data set. We're trying to hire additional people to update all of that information. So once that's done, then we'll get everything out here and we'll get those traffic update count. The one I'm really interested in is I'd like to see what the new 20 numbers are, especially I was thinking 4 million people. That's like all of Albuquerque and all of Gallup together. The whole town coming to Page for 4 million. I was thinking it's probably even higher than that, but I'd like to see those numbers. The other one that I'd like to let you guys know is we're reassessing the road maintenance department. I'd like to up the numbers, but we have to do an assessment on it and then cross-reference it against our budget to make sure that we can do it. So one of the things that we may be asking you to do is to update that listing with a new mileage number, but we'd also like you to prioritize which roads you want done first. So I have to work with them. Even if it's just a 15, I'd like to get kind of change the template of it so that we can get those ones done. I do have a request of the planning section. I'd like you guys to reach out to all 110, and I'd like us to do a directory of this is the first contact, point of contact for each chapter, and this is the second point of contact, so that when we send something to the chapter, we don't just send it to like Tonalea at NavajoChapters.org. I like to actually have that listing for the chapter distribution so that we send it to 2 people in their email. A lot of you guys probably, I use Gmail for my personal, So we'll be requesting that information from you chapters. So our distribution will go to your chapter email and the first and second point of contact for each 110 chapters. So if there's something going on and planning what, I need this information from Shanto chapter, then we can email Shanto chapter, the first contact and the second contact, so that we have a directory. And then when you guys have a change, like say somebody wins the lottery and says, okay, bye, I'm not gonna help you, you guys can fix your own roads. Then you say, okay, that person left and this is the new point of contact. We're doing our best to make sure that our contact information is available online. We included it on this section in the back, but we're also going to work on our website. Eli, back there in the back, is going to be working with, where's Evans? Evans is our IT guy. Those two need to work together so that we can get our directory updated. Because one of the things that I didn't like when I first looked at DOT is it was really difficult to get information on their website. So we've been trying to update all of that information. So all of that should be public information because we're funded with public money. So we want to make sure that we open all of those ones up. But if we could, oh, this is Evans. He's the one that works on our website. So he's dealing with an email issue right now. So he's going frantic over there. He doesn't look it, but he's actually going frantic over there. So it surprises me. Remember before it was like the telephone went out. Internet, something goes wrong with it. We're trying to get a signal out there somewhere. So thank you so much for the information you guys provided us today. It looks like we'll be done early. We have lunch here, so please don't go. We got a lot of food coming. So everybody, I think, can get two because we have planned. So take one for now and one for later. On your way home, you can park somewhere and eat again before you get home. But don't eat too much because you're going to get in trouble. So, so hey, I'm the second. You're the second one they looked at. It was after me that they looked at you. So, yeah, I appreciate that you were very candid with us, but you were also very respectful with us. So I appreciate that. So, how much time before the food line?